Assalamu alaikum. I am Shujat Ali from Medicos Lectures by Shujat, and today we have a very interesting topic from the name facial nerve. Focusing on word facial, we came to know that it's related to the face, and it's basically a cranial nerve number 7. And facial nerve, we have three types of root fibers or nerve fibers: sensory, motor, and parasympathetic nerve fibers in facial nerve. Parasympathetic, these nerve fibers have basic role in innervation of nerve in many areas of our head and neck. Head and neck innervation. Now focusing on from where the facial nerve emerges. So it emerges from in between pons and medulla. It's the emergence of facial nerve. And its innervation is between facial canal and stylomastoid process. Focusing on the word facial canal is basically a Z line or shaped area in the temporal bone. And stylomastoid foramen is basically styloid plus mastoid process. It's the foramen in between styloid and mastoid processes. Now, further discussing the fibers that are present in facial nerve, we have somatic visceral efferent fiber, somatic visceral afferent fiber, and general visceral efferent and general somatic afferent fibers. First of all, let's talk about somatic visceral efferent fiber, SVE. SVE fiber, they have basic role in facial expression. In our expression, SVE fiber are involved. And when we are going to discuss about taste, we have somatic visceral afferent fiber that are involved in anterior part of 2/3 tongue. Anterior 2/3 part of tongue. And then our third fiber is general visceral afferent fiber. They are basically the fiber between palate and nasal mucosa. Now, the last fiber is general somatic afferent fiber, GSA fiber. General somatic afferent fiber is basically the fiber in our external acoustic meatus or involved in hearing, in external acoustic meatus and auricle zophyr. The fiber that is present in external acoustic meatus and auricle is general somatic afferent, and it's involved in hearing. Now we are going to discuss the branches of facial nerve, that how many branches facial nerve contain. So it's basically contains 6 main branches, and these 6 are following. Our first main branch is greater tirosal nerve. And greater tirosal nerve is further divided into 2 types of fibers: general visceral efferent fiber and somatic visceral afferent fiber. General visceral efferent fiber in greater tirosal nerve, they have their main role in joining the greater tirosal nerve with the pterygopalatine canal. somatic visual afferent fiber, they have their role in joining the palate with the pterygopalatine canal, or innervation from palate to pterygopalatine canal. Now, discussing the communicating branch of facial nerve, we have in communicating branch, we have branch that plays their role in joining the lesser pterosal nerve, or branch that is present in lesser pterosal nerve. Now, our third branch is stapedial branch. In stapedial branch, of facial nerve, we have SVE fibers, somatic visual efferent fibers, that play their role in the process of our facial expression. Now, further discussing the fourth type of branch of facial nerve, we have muscular branch. And in case of muscular branch, we have the fibers that play their role in joining the stylomastoid process or stylomastoid foramen with the posterior belly of digastric muscle. Now, discussing the fifth type branch of facial nerve, we have main communicating branch of facial nerve. Main communicating branch is basically, its name is due to its communication between two nerves, between cranial nerve number 9 and cranial nerve number 10, named from glossopharyngeal and vagus nerve. Fiber that contain or play their role in communication between glossopharyngeal and vagus nerve. Now, our last but not the least branch of facial nerve is posterior auricular branch. As its name shows, posterior plus auricular. Auricle related to the ear and hearing, and posterior it's present in the posterior process. So it's the branch that plays its role in hearing and present at the posterior process of our auricles. Now we are going to discuss the clinical rotation or clinical correlates of facial nerve, and after clinical correlation we are going to explain this presented diagram for you. And first of all, discuss about clinical correlations. We have two types of clinical correlations, and our first is Bell's palsy. Bell's palsy is basically a disease due to the lesion in facial nerve, and its symptoms begins within 48 hours at its peak, and symptoms are including a person have difficulty in smile, person is having a difficulty in closure of eyelid, and a person also have difficulty in basically showing you the expression of our face and showing you the way that his lips are moving, difficulty in lips movement, even difficulty in opening of his mouth. Now, discussing the second clinical correlation of facial nerve is we have corneal blink reflex. As its name shows, corneal. It's basically from cornea. Corneal blink reflex. For such a type of disease person, we have either a blow on its cornea. If either with a wisp of cotton we touch its corneal part, and a person automatically close its eyelid, and it's unintentional, and it's the corneal blink reflex. Blow on cornea, or simply the touch with the wisp of cotton, a person will close its eyelid automatically, and it's basically a reflex, and it will done in a milliseconds. And now discussing our diagrams, we have diagram of facial nerve, the way they are branching and the way they have their roots, sensory and motor. So here we are focusing that it's basically sensory root and provide information for sensation and sensory information. We have motor root, greater pterosal branch that have their role in communication in SVE fiber and GVE fiber, posterior auricular root in hearing, nerve to digastric in muscles, and stylohyoidal also in muscles, and further terminal motor branches that play their role in expression of our nerves to motor and to sensory part. Now I have this nerve is basically to show you the way the nerve is working. It's basically skin and it is muscle. Nerve from skin and muscle, either afferent or afferent, comes to the spinal cord. This presented area is spinal cord, and then spinal cord will automatically do work and provide either its function in form of muscle or gland, and it's basically the nerve root, a simple root, nerve root, not nerve root of cranial facial nerve, which is cranial nerve number 7. For this root, it's the nerve root, and it's for simple any kind of nerve or even muscle and skin. It's the root, process of carrying impulse. And it's basically our lecture on facial nerve. Hope you all understand it well, and thank you so much, and don't forget subscribing Medico's lectures by Shirat. Thank you so much.